Hello everyone, welcome to Edu Bureau. I am Bhavna Kapoor. Today's topic is Iran's ties with India and China. First, let's talk about Iran's relations with India and the context. The recent reports claiming that Iran had launched the track laying program for the 628-kilometer long rail link between Chabahar and Zahedan last week sparked concerns that India was being excluded from the project. Iran has since clarified that it is not the case and India could join the project at a later stage. This keeps the door open for Aircon International Limited, Aircon, which has been associated with the project even as India continues with the development of Chabahar port. Now, what is the importance of Chabahar port to India? First and foremost, it provides a connectivity for Afghanistan through Iran in order to lessen its dependence on Karachi airport in Pakistan. This has been supported by both India and Iran since 2003. Chabahar port on Iran's Makaran coast, just 1,000 kilometers away from Kandla in Gujarat, is well situated, but road and rail link to further Afghanistan needs to be built. Iran was under sanctions from 2005 to 13 and there was little progress during that time. India completed the construction of a road connecting Zarans to Delaram on the Herat highway of Afghanistan. Things moved forward after 2015 when sanctions on Iran eased with the signing of Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action or the Iran nuclear deal with US. A memorandum of understanding was signed with Iran during PM Modi's visit in 2016 to equip and operate two terminals at the Shahid Beheshti port as part of phase 1 of the project. It was operationalized in 2018. Another milestone was the signing of trilateral agreement on establishment of Iran transport and transit corridor between Afghanistan, Iran and India. Now, what is the role of US? A special economic zone at Chabahar was planned, but reimposition of US sanctions has slowed investment into it. Iran was given a waiver from US sanctions to continue cooperation on Chabahar as it contributed to Afghanistan's development. Despite waiver, the project has suffered delays due to time taken by US Treasury to clear the import of heavy equipment such as rail-mounted gantry cranes, mobile harbor cranes, etc. Further, Khatab al-Anbiya, the Iranian company undertaking some of the works, was listed by the US as a special designated entity, leading Aircon to suggest to the Iranians to appoint another contractor. Moreover, US and Israeli agents are incessantly provoking Iran with frequent missiles in the region. Now, what are Iran-China's relations? Why Iran needs China? After the ease of sanctions, Chinese president visited Tehran and proposed a long-term comprehensive strategic partnership program that would involve Chinese investment in Iranian infrastructure and assured supplies of Iranian oil and gas at concessional rates. This was delayed by Iran for years. US expressed its desire for UNSC to continue ban on Iranian acquisition of conventional weapons. Russia and China are the only countries to veto the US moves in the United Nations Security Council. Iran may well be considering a long-term partnership with China, but Iranian negotiators are wary of growing Chinese mercantilist tendencies, its charms offensive policy, and checkbook diplomacy. It is true that China has greater capacity to resist US sanctions compared to India. However, India and Iran both share an antipathy to a Taliban takeover in Afghanistan. And this is why Iran would like to keep the door open for India to join the project later. Nevertheless, India needs to improve its implementation record on infrastructure projects that it has taken up in its neighborhood like Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, etc., which otherwise would make it easier for China to expand its footprint in India's neighborhood. Thus, the key is to continue to remain politically engaged with Iran so that there is a better appreciation of each other's sensitivities and compulsions. With this, I end my today's video. Thank you and take care.